2 years ago, we started the planning for this Maritime Center, and so for 2 years, the board and I and key volunteers, major supporters, have been looking at this structure, the former Lemon Island Marina, and envisioning, seeing the vision, seeing the plan, knowing what it would look like, and just raising enough money through this generous community in Beaufort County to feel comfortable with starting the renovations. And so once it started, everyone just started smiling, because we know that in 4 or 5 months it will be the Maritime Center that we've been talking about and planning for 2 years. So it's very exciting.
Oh, I think we are all just as anxious as we can be to finish the work of installing the exhibits and finishing the renovations, because it's not an end in itself. It's the thought of all the education that we can begin to provide, not just residents of the area. I mean, that's exciting too, but one survey we saw indicates that 13,000 automobiles a day pass by here, so many people, visitors to the area, will, I think, be surprised and interested to visit the center and learn about this area, and that's we're all really eager to get on with that business of the center.
What you see out there now is the winter salt marsh. In the summer, that's going to green up and explode with growth. Much of this old material here will be moved out and become what we call wrack, which is floating material which breaks down and feeds the crabs, feeds the oysters, feeds the mussels, feeds all of this life cycle of activity here. But you'll see this new upsurge in growth. I'll also tell you that I really like this site for 3 reasons. One is not north of the Broad, it's not south of the Broad, it is really in the epicenter of the county. It's, Vito, before you got here, we were looking at the map. But if you want to come to this place by boat from Hilton Head, it's much shorter and much quicker than coming by car. It can be like 15 minutes, right? Which is a very different thing. And if you look off in the distance there, that's Port Royal Island, which is where Beaufort and Port Royal are located. And over to the right, you can see Paris Island. And the third reason I really like this place is because the sun comes up over there and it sets over here. While I'm a fan of sunsets, I really like that sun coming over my shoulder, because this marsh just explodes into view, and you can really see the blue of the water, the life cycle of the animals that are in it, and see that marsh out there just explode. So come back sometime when the sun's shining and get that view if you could.
Well, we did talk some about this area as having a very interesting history, and that happens to be one of my personal interests in being involved in this, is that the history of this area is something that all the people who live in these different communities share in common, but often are unfamiliar with. And as we go down the road, I think that will be one of the real public services that the center can perform, is making people aware of the interesting history of this part of the world.